Hello, my lovely Longhorns. I'm Mrs. Calloway. I'm the Assistant Principal of Student Affairs. I work with students with the last names S through Z, so if you ever have any questions, please come see me. I'm going to get started on our dress code policy. So, for dress code, if you look at this first slide, what is wrong with this first slide? Well, if you notice, the side of the body is exposed and there are no sleeves. His underwear is visible and shorts are not secured at the waist. Next dress code picture. What is wrong with this one? Well, as we notice, this lovely lady, unfortunately, her clothing exposes the middle of her chest and her shorts are shorter than the fingertip length. What is wrong with these pictures? Nothing! Yay! These students are dressed appropriately and ready to get work started. Here are some things you must ensure that you are doing when you are getting ready to come to school. Please make sure you do not wear shirts without sleeves. All shirts must have sleeves. Shirts cannot expose the midriff, the mid-chest, or the torso. Please keep your pants up. Make sure you have a belt if you need to. If your pants are a little too big around the waist, put a belt on. Shorts and skirts must be fingertip length and shoulders must be covered. Remember, you are not allowed to wear clothes with drugs, bad words, violence, or gangs. Here are some of the dress code do's. Just to ensure, I always say, keep it simple. Dress professional. Be ready for school. Be ready to learn. Here are some of the dress code don'ts. Again, make sure your shorts are fingertip length. Make sure your pants are pulled up above your waist. No midriff. Make sure you have sleeves on your shirts and you're just dressed appropriately. We are then going to get into the next point, which is tardies and skipping. The tardy policy. Classroom tardy definition. An excused tardy exists when a student is not in his or her assigned seat or roll call area when the tardy bell rings. You will have 4 to 5 minutes to transition from class to class, so you have no reason to be tardy. Students arriving late must sign in at the front office. So if you arrive late to school, just go to the front office and you will be signed in. You will have to sign in. We also will have a corral check. This will happen frequently when teachers lock the doors at the bell, and all students that are late will report to the corral check and receive an instant consequence for their tardies. Assistant principals will run daily tardy lists to meet students with tardies. We're now going to move on to our zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. SDHC has a very strict anti-bullying, anti-harassment policy. At Leonard, this policy will be enforced to the fullest extent as allowed by the School District of Hillsborough County. All bullying, harassment allegations will be investigated thoroughly. Report any suspicion of bullying, harassment to your teacher or administrator. Be cautious with what you post on social media. Make sure you do not post a threat, intimidation, bullying, and or harassment. Bullying. Bullying means systematically and chronically inflicting physical hurt or psychological distress on one or more students or employees. It is further defined as unwanted and repeated written, verbal, or physical behavior, including any threatening, insulting, or dehumanizing gesture by a student or adult that is severe or pervasive enough to create an intimidating, hostile, or offensive educational environment, cause discomfort or humiliation, or unreasonably interfere with individual school performance or participation. Here are some examples, but are not limited to bullying: teasing, stalking, physical violence, sexual and racial harassment, destruction of personal property, social exclusion, cyberbullying, theft, religious, public humiliation, threat, cyberstalking, or intimidation. If you are a victim of bullying, please make sure you clearly tell the bully to stop. Immediately report the incident to someone at the school. It can be any staff member, teacher, administrator. Tell your parent or guardian. If the bullying continues after you have said stop, make a written record. Avoid being alone with that person. Sources of help. Please make sure you know administrators, teachers, our Leonard High School team, guidance counselors, social workers, and parents are here to help. You can always report the bully online at www.sdhc.k12.fl.us. Or you can call Guidance Services at 273-7074, or you can always contact the School Social Work Services at 273-7090. Bullying. Don't be accused of being a bully. Here are ways you will not be accused. If you keep your hands to yourself, remember that no one has a right to harm any other person in any way. Think before you speak. Immediately apologize if you accidentally say or do something that made another person feel uncomfortable. Report all incidents of bullying behavior you have witnessed. Here's some of the consequences regarding bullying. Guidance referral or mandatory parent conference, administrative referral, ISS or OSS up to 10 days, change of placement or expulsion. Sexual harassment. Sexual harassment includes, but is not limited to, verbal harassment or abuse of sexual nature, subtle pressure or sexual activity, discrimination because of a real or perceived sexual orientation, repeated remarks to an individual with sexual implications. Examples are a person's body, clothes or sexual involvement, pictures or written material. Those being sexually harassed should take the following steps. Please clearly tell the harasser to stop. If the harassment continues, make a written record of the incident that includes the date, time, witness or witnesses, and parties involved. Report the incident immediately to adult. Report the incident immediately to your parents or guardian. Public displays of affection. Here are some examples of public displays of affection. Kissing, holding hands, touching inappropriately. These are not allowed at our school. Here are some of the consequences that will come with those public displays of affection. Parent contact, work detail, detention, ISS, or Saturday school. Civility. Leonard High School is dedicated to promoting an educational environment that is free from disruptions, harassment, bullying, and aggressive behavior. Unacceptable behavior includes, but are not limited to, behaviors that interfere with school activities, loud offensive language or profanity, intimidating, harassing, bullying, and inappropriate display of temper, threatening verbal or physical harm, threatening abusive or obscene telephone conversations, written communication, electronic mail, or voicemail. Thank you, Longhorns, and I hope we have a wonderful, successful year. I know we will.